When you compare the biblical view of being wonderfully made to the theory of evolution, you are looking at two fundamentally different starting points for human identity. One sees humanity as an intended result, while the other sees us as an accidental adaptation. In part 1, we analyze the scriptures that tell us we are created. Now let's learn about evolution or Darwinism. Charles Darwin's core theory, published in On the Origin of Species, 1859, is built on two primary pillars: descent with modification. He proposed that all living things are descendants of a common ancestor and have changed over vast amounts of time. Natural selection. This is the mechanism. Darwin observed that individuals with traits better suited to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. He called this survival of the fittest. Crucial distinction. Darwin himself did not know about DNA or genetics. He imagined cells were simple blobs of protoplasm. Modern neo-Darwinism has had to add genetic mutation to his theory to explain how new information actually enters a system. Here's how they contrast across 5 key areas. Intentionality versus randomness, biblical view. Every person is a custom build. There is a blueprint, Psalm chapter 139, and a creator who knit the individual together with a specific purpose. Evolutionary theory. Humans are the result of natural selection acting upon random genetic mutations over millions of years. In this view, there is no objective or pre-planned version of you. You are simply the most recent link in a long chain of survival. The definition of defect, biblical view. A birth defect is seen as a brokenness in a fallen world. However, the person remains wonderfully made because their value is tied to their soul, which is independent of their physical body. Evolutionary theory. From a strictly biological standpoint, a defect is a mutation that decreases an organism's fitness or ability to reproduce. In nature, those with such mutations are often phased out by the environment. Evolution doesn't recognize value or dignity, only viability. The source of morality and love. Biblical view. We are capable of loving our enemies because we are made in the image of a God who is love. Morality is an objective law written on our hearts by the Creator. Evolutionary theory. Morality is often explained as reciprocal altruism. We evolved to be good to others because living in a cooperative tribe increased our ancestors' chances of survival. Love, in this context, is a chemical reaction designed to keep parents together to raise offspring. Biblical view. History is linear. It has a beginning, creation, a middle, redemption, and an end, the return, restoration. Every human life fits into a specific hour on that clock. Evolutionary theory. History is cyclical and open-ended. There is no final goal or prophetic end. Humans are just one stage in a process that will continue until the sun burns out or another species replaces us. The problem of death. In evolution, death is the engine that moves life forward. The weak must die for the strong to evolve. The biblical counter. The Bible says death is an enemy, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 26. That was not part of the original design. Summary of the comparison: biblical wonderfully made versus theory of evolution, origin divine craftsmanship versus random mutation, inherent image of God versus functional survival, purpose, specific and eternal versus adaptive and temporary suffering, a result of a fallen world versus a tool for biological progress, future, physical restoration versus continued adaptation or extinction. In part 3, we will analyze and contrast the results of these. Being a creation versus believing we are just accidents upon our society. Maranatha.